What if India stops the water flow to Pakistan? It's a serious question with enormous implications, and it's rooted in one of the most critical resources on our planet, water. Today, I want to walk you through the possibilities, the realities, and the consequences of such a scenario. To begin with, water between India and Pakistan is shared under the Indus Water Treaty, signed in 1960 with the help of the World Bank. According to this treaty, India controls the eastern rivers, the Ravi, Beas, and Sutlej, while Pakistan gets control of the western rivers, Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab. Despite multiple wars and countless tensions, this treaty has held strong for more than 6 decades. But what if that changes? Recently, because of terrorist attacks on tourists in Indian-occupied Kashmir, India has decided to stop water to Pakistan by suspending Indus Water Treaty. This is because India holds Pakistan responsible for these attacks regardless of any evidence. Let's say, hypothetically, India decides to stop or restrict the water flowing into Pakistan. Can it do that? Legally, not entirely. The treaty is binding, and breaking it would not only trigger international legal action, but also portray India as a violator of international law. However, India does have the right to use the water from the western rivers for limited agricultural, domestic, and hydroelectric purposes as long as it doesn't alter the natural flow drastically. So, India can build dams, reservoirs, and irrigation systems to use more of its share, thereby reducing excess water that currently flows into Pakistan. But this reduction could have a devastating impact on Pakistan. Agriculture is the backbone of Pakistan's economy, and over 90% of its crops depend on water from the Indus River system. If that water is reduced significantly, it could lead to droughts, food shortages, energy crises, and even displacement of populations. Cities and towns downstream would face extreme water scarcity, and the consequences would ripple across every sector, from farming to manufacturing. Now, let's talk geopolitics. If India ever took a hard stance and actually tried to block water, Pakistan would see it as an act of aggression. Diplomatic relations would deteriorate further, and global powers would be forced to step in. The matter could go to the United Nations, the International Court of Justice, or other conflict resolution platforms. There's also the fear that water could become the trigger for something much more dangerous: armed conflict. In fact, many experts fear that future wars may be fought not over land or oil, but over water. So, is there a solution? Yes, but it requires cooperation, not confrontation. Both countries need to manage their water resources more wisely. India can build infrastructure to use its share efficiently, but must remain committed to treaty obligations. Pakistan, on the other hand, must invest in better water storage, reduce waste, and adopt modern irrigation techniques. Instead of turning water into a weapon, it should be treated as a shared lifeline for the people of both nations. In the end, water doesn't recognize borders. Rivers flow freely, crossing political lines, sustaining life on both sides. It's up to us whether we turn that gift into a source of peace or a cause for war. Thanks for watching. If you found this insightful, like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more such deep dives.